Hello, Intuitive Pool community. It's been a little while since I have created a podcast episode here with you. I have been steeped in my intuition in the last, I imagine, 6 weeks or so. My intuitive self has been like a very sharp antenna, receiving signals in my body that there have been pieces for me to hear, to be invited into, to receive, and to lead. At the end of every year, a theme seems to land in my body for the following year. And probably, I think it would have been about, really, time is just all over the place for me at the moment. What feels like a week ago was actually 2 months ago, and what feels like 2 months ago was only a week ago. So I think it was probably about 6 weeks ago when I was out going for a little run. And as I run, I often hear my intuition speaking to me. And this year's theme, which was informed at the end of last year, was that this 2025 is a time of harvest. And when I was out for my little run, I wasn't thinking, but in dropped in a piece of intuition that told me what I had actually been harvesting this year. And let me tell you, when I received it, it landed right in my belly, and boy, was I full of reverence for what I have been harvesting this year. And it's not just this year, because this has been building really since 2002. But I feel that this year has been very accentuated in terms of what I've been leaning into. And so what I have been harvesting in 2025 has been my relationship with God, Mother Nature, and the universe. And the truth is that since 2002, I was not harvesting this in 2002. I was planting the seeds. I was toiling the soil. I was working the earth. I was nourishing and fertilizing. And over the years, what I call my unfathomable, my unreasonable, and my audacious faith has grown in abundance. And that is what I see has been the ultimate harvest in 2025, to the point that I have not even one grain of sand of doubt that the consciousness of love and the decision to take radical responsibility, that there is nothing that concoction cannot transmute. Not always in the way that we prefer, but always in the way that brings us home. I had to receive on that run, I had to receive what I was ultimately harvesting this year. And to be in so much reverence for the fact that I had been harvesting my relationship with God, Mother Nature, and the universe, to the point that I have this unfathomable, unreasonable, and audacious faith within me. Because then what arrived, and this is more recent, probably in the last 3 or 4 weeks, I guess, because as I said, time is just everywhere at the moment, is that I have literally seen an invitation, and I see it in my mind's eye, and I feel emotional saying this, that I, and therefore those who resonate with what I share, that we are being invited to step into, and I see that with my mind's eye, we are being invited to step into a new timeline. And the timeline is of miracle frequency. The timeline is of miracle frequency, which means it's a time of embodying the energetics that are at one with miracle frequency. Of course, that unfathomable, unreasonable, and audacious faith is the number one frequency to embody, to step fully into this miracle frequency timeline. But there are other frequencies that I have been embodying in the last little while as I step fully into the timeline of miracle frequency. I am going to deliver a masterclass next week on the 13th and 14th of November 2025. Sydney Daylight Savings Time, so AEDT time zone, at 11 a.m. until 12:15 p.m. The masterclass is called the Miracle Frequency Timeline, the Miracle Frequency Masterclass. And if you feel pulled based on what I am saying, if you are having an emotional response in your body, then I really encourage you, if you can, to attend live on those 2 days. Because there are some of us who have been chosen to be the vessel through which the impossible is made possible. There are some of us who have been chosen for that. And I know that my work right now is with people who have been chosen to be the vessel through which fear is returned to love, through which the impossible is made possible. Now, I want to end this podcast episode, which really is intended to invite you into that masterclass. I really want to say this to you. It doesn't matter what has happened before. If you have not been able to realize your desires and your callings, whether you have shame, whether you believe you should have by now, whether you are holding onto things that you believe you should have done better, should have known better, whether you believe or are even questioning your capacity and your ability, whether you even get to a place at times that you wonder if what you have believed in was ever even real. So no matter if you are in disappointment, if you feel disillusioned, if you feel contracted, stuck, annoyed, no matter what happened before, if you feel my invitation in your body that you are one of the ones who are here to fully step into the timeline, into a new timeline of miracle frequency, then I encourage you to come to the masterclass. Equally, if you have achieved what you have desired and you have followed through and successfully realized what you have been called into, and you are feeling awe about that, and you are feeling reverence about that for how plentiful all of that has been achieved, I also welcome you into the Miracle Frequency Masterclass. There is a link in the show notes below. And if you are unable to attend those 2 days live, Of course, you'll be receiving a replay. And if you're able to attend those 2 days live, there is nothing like attending in the presence of other people and in the presence of my love and of my wisdom. And I would love to see you there if possible live. Thank you. Ciao, ciao.